Welcome to lesson 1 of the One Tao Kids Kung Fu course. This first lesson is going to be about learning the stance and guard, so how one should hold themselves in a self-defense situation. So, I have my little assistant here today, Brandon. Come on, don't be shy. This is Brandon. Say hi to everyone, Brandon.
Hi.
He's 8. So, lucky he's at a good age because at 8 years old, he's at a good level of understanding where you can go up to 13-year-olds or even down to 3-year-olds. So these principles apply even if your child isn't 8 years old. So with the basic stance and guard, what you want to do, kids, and parents, you can do this with your kids as well, is firstly, you want to face front on. So you can see, maybe angle around a little bit, you'll want to be facing directly forward to your opponent or attacker. So you can see his toes will be pointing, so you get the toes pointing slightly inward towards the center. And then from here, the reason we face front on is so that Brandon can defend and attack with all of his limbs simultaneously. And it's easy for him to stay facing forward to me so that I can't get around the side of him. Yeah, so you can stay in front. So we face forward with an opponent. Now, in regards to the hand shape, to measure out your hand shape, you put your hands on your hips, yeah? You bring them up into a triangular shape in front of you, and then bring one hand back. Now, the back hand, as you can see here with Brandon, is slightly above the front elbow, so that if I trap his hand, he still has this one to defend himself with. Whereas if it's lower, I can trap both, and now I can tickle his chin or give him a slap if I need to. Slapping children is not a good idea though, so don't do that. Okay, so his stance and guard, his guard stays on his center. So if we get Brandon here, you can see how his guard is on his center, meaning it covers his eyes, nose, mouth, throat, solar plexus, and even the groin, so that he can defend his most vital points, which means any type of strikes or grabs that come down his center, he can defend himself well. And it also forces an opponent to take the outside gate, meaning he has the faster route to defend himself. Yeah? Now, the shapes there are body facing forward, hands in front of your center, and wherever your opponent is coming from, you want to keep your guard focused to them. In regards to movement, he'll want to stay stuck to me, stay with me. So that's the stance and guard there. Do you have any questions or observations about it, buddy? No. All good? Okay, so then you can turn this into a game now, so you can have a bit of fun with it. Starting off facing each other, so the toes will point forward, the back straight. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We always keep our back nice and upright and straight. Now that's not just for the Kung Fu guard idea, that's also about health. So when his body's nice and tall, Brandon's able to keep your arm up, keep your back straight. Yeah, face towards me, yeah. Keep your back straight. Bend your knees a little bit. Good. Yeah, knees will be slightly bent also. Now he can take quite a lot of pressure into his body. I can put quite a lot of force in his body. Whereas if he bends your spine and goes hunched, then it's very easy to destroy his stance. So you want to keep your back straight, not just from a self-defense perspective, but also from a health perspective. If we have bad posture, which is very easy to happen with using all the iPads and being at the table all day, that puts pressure on the internal organs of the body, hence it's unhealthy. So staying nice and upright. Do you keep your back straight or bent? Straight. That's right, high five. Now, with the guard, the game you can play is you can have this, your hand, or even a pillow as an attacker. You can do both. And I'm going to move around, and you see what Brandon needs to do is he needs to stay locked on, naturally following. And then if I ever come into the center, he has to make sure he defends that center. So you can come around, following my hand, following with his guard. If it comes low, he goes low. If it goes higher, he goes high. You can even make a game of this, that if you do actually get in, you can score a point. And every time he catches, then he gets a point. So let's go. Guard up. First to 5. Deal? One point to me. And what's that, 4 for you or 5? Okay, we'll call that 5. So that's a simple game you can play to help someone get into the idea of the stance and guard. If you do have any questions at all, please once again feel free to email or call us or contact us how you please, and I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson.